you fired up?
I'm never emotional. I'm very even-keeled. Very cool, calm, and collected.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The Milwaukee Brewers just bleed something about Wisconsin. Like, there is something about the culture when you're around Milwaukee Brewers.
When will the Brewers get respect?
Alongside Riled Up, here's Pablo Iglesias.
Good morning, Saturday Scramblers all across ESPN Madison's YouTube channel, 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Pablo Iglesias, alongside Riled Up, live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We got Owen Diffel behind the glass. It is a foggy, rainy spring morning here in Madison, Wisconsin. But we are here for the next 2 hours, bright and just smiling across the board, because we got a lot to talk about here on the Saturday Scramble. Right off the top, we're swinging for the fences with the leadoff hitter. We are talking Brewers baseball because it feels like, Riley, this Brewers team is sure feared and revered finally at long last. And I know you're a big Brewers fan, too. You already got that big soft smile across the face, and you're ready to talk about Brewers baseball for these next 2 hours, aren't you?
Yeah. Very much so.
Very straightforward.
I'm always ready to talk Brewers. I love my crew. That's for sure. Got a doubleheader today after last night's game was rained out, so I'm excited. Lots of Brew crew today.
Give us two. You can hear both games with the Kansas City Royals here, too, as well on 100.5 ESPN Madison, your home, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. Also, 844-770-3776, the Carlos Talking text line. List is more. We are diving right into it. Our poll question right off the top, too, are the Milwaukee Brewers truly feared across Major League Baseball? Right off the dome, though, Riley, just about 90% of our voters say no.
Fascinating.
Say no. And you feel like you're on the other side of this. Am I right or am I wrong? Where are we at?
Yeah, so I split it into two camps. You have fans and the media. Mm-hmm. I do not think the Brewers are feared by fans or the media yet. We've talked at length on this show about how the media disrespects Milwaukee. Last week, the power rankings, the Brewers were at 11th to start the season, which was just preposterous. And then you have fans, you have Cubs fans right now crying, oh, devil magic, because, oh no, the Brewers can turn mediocre players into great players, and Caleb Durbin leaves and now he sucks. It's almost like the Brewers organization is fantastic, the best organization, the smartest organization in baseball, and they know what the heck they're doing.
Freddie Peralta and Tobias Myers, too, in their first start with the Mets, did not go super well.
Exactly. I'm sure Freddie will be fine. Toby will be fine. They'll be all right. I hope Caleb Durbin succeeds in Boston. I hope he figures it out. I'm sure he will. But not just Cubs fans. You have NL Central fans. Fans across baseball, they're like, they're a small market team. Oh, they don't have enough money. How are they so good? It's ridiculous. So the fans and media outside of the state of Wisconsin and outside of the city of Milwaukee definitely do not fear the Brewers. They definitely do not respect the Brewers right now. But I do believe wholeheartedly that other teams, other players, other managers, other staffs really, really fear the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee now has a track record of success, and they have a track record of making life simply torturous for other teams. That's what they do. Sal Frelick's rallying cry this year is drag him. Drag him. When Christian Yelich, the at-bat, he hit the go-ahead shot against the White Sox. Sorry, Pablo.
It is what
Sal
it is.
Frelick was at the top step of the dugout yelling, drag him. Drag him. They drag teams to the depths of hell. Every at-bat, every pitch, it is awful to be other teams, and they know this at this point. That's just how the Pat Murphy-led Brewers operate. I would bet my bottom dollar that even the Dodgers would not want to see this team right now, and they certainly are not going to enjoy seeing this Brewers team again come October.
That's interesting. So do you feel like that based off of what you're seeing early on, what we're probably 7 games into the season hardly right now for the Milwaukee Brewers and just in general, but you feel like that right now that this is a team that feels even better than what we've had over the last few teams in years past.
Yes, this team right now, last year we had the really slow start,
Fair
the
enough.
0-4, And you had Jesse Nelson in May saying that, when do we have the conversation about Pat Murphy, the reigning NL Manager of the Year, whatever. So they were struggling for the first 2 months of the year. This year, they're off to a hot start, and they already look to be in mid-season form. They already look like the team that dominated baseball in June, July, August, that won the series against the Chicago Cubs in September in the postseason. They already look in mid-season form. I think this looks like the team that was the best in baseball that won 97 games last year.
Interesting. Well, because it goes back a few years ago when the Brewers and the Mets played. I think it came out that the Mets even said that, or reporters even said that the lineup was not really feared. That's why the Mets had this confidence going into that 3-game series, and they were able to just push through. And there was the big question: do the Brewers have this lineup that people can fear? So I mean, it's nice to see that things are starting to flip a little bit. It's lovely to hear that Sal Frelick would drag him.
Yeah, drag him. He's yelling
mantra.
at the top step of the dugout. Kurt Hogue wrote a great article for those interested in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. If you want to read more about the backstory, make sure to go check that out. Kurt Hogue, phenomenal writer. And Sal Frelick, that's his mantra. They're all yelling, drag him.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And what's more frustrating to a pitcher than when every single member of the lineup, you get through William Contreras, Bryce Terang, and Christian Yelich, and then you have Brandon Lockridge forcing an 8-pitch at bat before ripping a double into right center field. You're like, what can I do? Finally, I got to the bottom of this order, and they're still pecking away. They're still making my life difficult. That is awful. That is the worst feeling on the mound when no one is an easy out.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Because again, with this lineup too, from top to bottom, does look like a stacked lineup. But what do you think it is? Is it the lineup? Is it the starting rotation? Because usually this team has always felt like that. It's been strong starting rotation and
pitching.
I don't
defense.
want to. Serviceable doesn't even feel right to call this team like based off of a lineup. Like offensively, like I don't know if serviceable is the right word, but they got the job done. Let's look at it more that way. They got to win baseball games in different ways. It wasn't just always with power or clutch hitting came through, or they got things done when they needed to. Murph ball, if you will. But what do you think it is? Like, do you feel like that this is going to be more of an offensive heavy year versus the starting pitching having to carry the team? Where do you think this team is leaning more towards?
Well, I mean, they're still going to be reliant on pitching and defense.
Sure.
That's just how they operate. They have a very strong bullpen. Trevor McGill did blow a save against the Rays, or at least a hold opportunity. So hopefully Trevor McGill stays elite. But even let's say worst case scenario, Trevor McGill falls off. You have Abner Uribe right there to pick up the slack. So I think this team now, while they will still be anchored by elite pitching, we've seen it from Jacob Mizorowski, and elite defense. You have a platinum glover in Bryce Terang. You have gold glovers throughout the outfield. Yeah. That's still going to be the bread and butter. But it feels like this year the hitting has certainly come around. And I mean, even you look at last year, the Brewers were second in baseball in team batting average. They batted .260 almost as a team. So it's not like the hitting has been awful. It's just that they don't hit for power. And this year, you look at Bryce Terang, he's already got a bomb. Yelich looks like he's going to be close, if not surpassing 30 home runs again this season. William Contreras is healthy. He's hitting tanks. You got Gary Sanchez, the backup catcher, hitting taters. So it feels like this team is so much more balanced than it's been even over the past few years, even more than last year. When they hit the ball well, they just didn't hit it out of the park.
844-770-3776, the Carpus Talk and Text line. List is more. Make sure we want to hear from you, too, if you feel like the Milwaukee Brewers are a feared team across Major League Baseball. We have Twitter poll up as well. Slowly, the yeses are starting to trickle in, but so far right now, you still are voting no as the majority on our poll right now, believing that the Milwaukee Brewers are not feared still by Major League Baseball. Mr. Fantasy does say on Twitter, though, no, they are not feared by Major League Baseball right now, but they should be, because most teams in the MLB only win with the long ball, so they can never understand that. So it feels like that from Mr. Fantasy's comments, and it feels like that this baseball team, this Brewers team, is a lot more. They're multidimensional. I think that's what the Brewers have always been, but now we're seeing a little bit more of an extra power surge, right? That's what this lineup feels like.
Yeah, and I think what it comes down to is that there's probably different levels of fear. You look at the Dodgers lineup, and that's a level of fear where it's like, okay, you have Shohei Ohtani, the greatest baseball player on planet Earth. You also have
possibly the universe too.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, like possible future Hall of Fame guys. And so while that is like a power fear, I feel like the Brewers present a different type of fear, meaning they force teams to play perfect baseball. Brewers force teams to play their brand of baseball, Murph ball, as you mentioned before. And not every team can play that way. And I think that's what makes the Brewers feared amongst other teams.
Exactly. That, I think, is a perfect way to put it. They put pressure on other teams. They force other teams to be perfect. Otherwise, they're going to crumble. They're going to crack under said pressure. They set a franchise record for the most stolen bases in the first 6 games of the year with 15. They're always on the base paths. They're always forcing pitchers to be cognizant once they get on the base paths. And then you have... They just put the ball in play. The defenses can't make mistakes. Otherwise, then they end up at first, and then they steal second, then they're in scoring position, then a single scores a run. Like, you look at the Rays game from a few days ago, it was 2-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. Then the Rays have 2 errors, and the Brewers explode for 6 runs, and they win the game 8-2. Like, that's how they play. It can happen. It goes from a trickle to a torrential downpour in a matter of moments if you mess up against the Milwaukee Brewers.
You got to get those 27 outs. That's the beauty of this game, and they will force you to get those 27 outs. And if you just slip up at one point, it's going to hurt you. That's the fun thing about watching this team right now.
And it's like you brought up those errors, Riley, in the 8th inning for the Rays. 2 of them were from their star player, Junior Caminero. He is a tremendous player, but offensively, he's great.
Yes.
Defensively, they forced him to play perfect, and he was not. He was not.
Yeah, and he wasn't even perfect at the plate. They had the big, I think it was in the top half of the 8th when it was still 2-2. Him and Abner Uribe, they were teammates on the Dominican Republic team, and Abner Uribe won the battle. The Brewers, they're so well put together, and they have the exact mentality that you want to have as a team. They're never out of it. They're always putting you on the back foot, and they're just abrasive. They're all over you. And for a game that has as little contact as baseball, it just feels like the Brewers are just oppressive. And it's awesome to watch vocab hour as a Brewers fan. And it's got to be so frustrating, which is why I think other fans are like, how do they keep doing this? Why is Jake Bauers going to hit 30 home runs this year? Why is Luis Rengifo getting clutch hits? What's going on? It's because they don't understand the mentality of Milwaukee Brewers baseball that's instilled by Pat Murphy.
And I got some numbers to back this up some more. We'll talk about the power rankings. There's a great surge, and Riley's going to be very excited to get to hear this update in the ESPN power rankings. I have some numbers that are eye-popping to me with where the Brewers stand after 6 games. Just 6 games played right now because they have that doubleheader. Missed out on yesterday. I'm excited to share those numbers coming up next here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate. With a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck & Honey's. Make your Easter celebration one to remember. Spring into this holiday season at Buck & Honey's. Their award-winning restaurant offering seasonal dishes, handcrafted cocktails, and exceptional service. As you gather with loved ones this spring, don't forget to plan ahead for Mother's Day. Treat mom to an unforgettable meal in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Celebrate great food and great company this Easter and Mother's Day. Make your reservation today at their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. We'll see you at Buck & Honey's.
Hey fans, John Kuhn here, team captain of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and there's a reason it's considered the Midwest's premier place to bet on all your favorite sports. The full bar, awesome dining, 2,000 square foot screen, and nearly 100 betting kiosks makes for an unbeatable playbook. Bet above the rest, only at Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Some of the nation's top pitmasters are coming to Paoli this fall for the Sugar River Fire and Smoked Barbecue Festival, featuring legendary pitmaster Rodney Scott from Netflix's Chef's Table, Michelle Wallace from Bravo's Top Chef Wisconsin, and Allie Clem, the first woman pitmaster to earn a Michelin star. Plus, your favorite local barbecue masters, live music, and mouth-watering demos from the area's top chefs and restaurants. September 19th and 20th in Paoli. Tickets are on sale now at fireandsmokebarbecuefestival.com.
I'm Coach Greg Gard. Building a winning team takes more than talent. It takes preparation, strategy, and the right partners. The same is true for building a successful business. That's why I'm proud to work with Bank CMG. They understand what Wisconsin business owners need. Smart banking solutions, local decision making, and a partner who is invested in your success, not just in your account balance. Whether you're looking to finance equipment, manage cash flow, or expand your operations, Bank CMG has the experience and flexibility to help you grow. They're not a big national bank where you're just another number. They're a community bank where you talk to real people who understand your business and your market. I've spent my career building teams. Bank CMG helps Wisconsin businesses build theirs. If you're ready to work with a bank that gets it, visit bankcmg.com/business. Let's build something great together.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hope you like numbers, because we are about to throw them your way right now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Pablo Iglesias, Riled Up. This is the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube. We are jumping straight into power rankings. I'll give you the numbers that also jumped out at me with what is making this Brewers team absolutely dangerous. But let's cue up the power ranking music, Riley, because the Milwaukee Brewers, they started at 11 in the preseason rankings. And right now, do you want to tell us where they're at the moment? Do you know where we're at in the ESPN Power Rankings?
Yes, I do. As you said, Pablo, last week, the Milwaukee Brewers were a horribly disrespectful 11th in the ESPN Major League Baseball Power Rankings. This week, the Milwaukee Brewers are, Owen, drumroll please.
Six, baby. That's 6 for your Milwaukee Brewers in the ESPN Power Rankings. Riley, want to riff off the 5 teams above them real quick. New York Mets, 3-3.
Horrible, stupid, bad, dumb. Mets are not better than the Brewers.
They're 3-3. They were 6 in the preseason Power Rankings and somehow moved up one slot.
Yep, big market bias. Continue.
The Toronto Blue Jays,
Fair.
the reigning American League champions, 4-2.
Okay with that.
Stayed at where they were in the preseason ranking. Down 1. But number 3, the Seattle Mariners at 3-4, preseason ranking number 2.
Okay with that.
Number 2, the Bronx Bombers, the men in stripes themselves, 5-1. Number 2, the New York Yankees.
Okay, I was gonna say that was stupid, but they're 5-1 right now. I'll allow it.
And last but certainly not least, in fact, actually far from least, at number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Fair.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, again, until you dethrone the king, they're going to be sitting at the top unless they have a horrible season. So I'm all right with that. Brewers still should, at the bare minimum, be 5th in the Major League Baseball power rankings. But finally, a glimmer, just a smidgen of respect from the national pundits. Good thing, though, that their opinions ultimately do not matter.
Pablo Iglesias, Riled Up, continuing the Brewers conversation of, are the Brewers feared? Are they finally feared? Is this a team that you should be fearing? Over on the Cardinals Talking text line, we got Ryan, the psychedelic advisor over in Madison. If we were being honest with ourselves, they are not feared. That being said, who the blank cares? Just keep winning and getting better over the season so they can make another deep run. I'm really glad Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, said that too, because I looked at some of the stats of where the Brewers stand based off of team rankings offensively. Again, we've talked about how this organization has lauded itself very much on pitching, and it still very much is. This is a great rotation, but from the lineup standpoint, you know where the Milwaukee Brewers stand in runs, Riley, across all of Major League Baseball?
Please enlighten me.
Second in the league in runs. And compared to the Houston Astros, who have 49 runs, but they've played 8 games, the Milwaukee Brewers have played 6, and they've scored 45 runs.
Curious.
45 runs. And also, for looking from here, they also are second in the league in average. That's across the board. 279 average. And you want to know another thing, too? This is a very Murph Ball-esque type of move. No matter what, everybody on those base paths, you better keep an eye on them because they are leading Major League Baseball over the Yankees. The Yankees have 11 stolen bases. The Milwaukee Brewers, through 6 games, have 15.
I love that.
15 stolen bases. That leads the major leagues. Second in runs all across the league. You are the highest scoring offense right now in the National League with 2 less games than most teams right now. And you have a really solid batting average across the board. This is a great offense right now.
Yes, and that's why I think you're if you're a major league manager and you don't recognize those numbers as proof that the Milwaukee Brewers are a very good baseball team that needs to be respected and feared, you're not doing your job. That's why I genuinely believe that other teams in Major League Baseball really do fear and utterly respect the Milwaukee Brewers and what the organization has done. But clearly, the fans and the media do not respect the Brewers at all for whatever reason. But again, like you said, love that Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, said that because who gives a rip what anyone outside of the Milwaukee Brewers clubhouse says? As long as they are brimming with confidence, which you can tell they are, that is all that matters. Let the doubters keep coming. Christian Jauch gets asked every year, multiple times a season, man, how do you guys keep doing this? Is this annoying to keep proving everyone wrong? And it's like, rolls his eyes we're the Brewers. That's what everyone says, and we're going to keep doing it. We're just going to keep doing our thing. We expect it now.
I will raise my hand and say that I am a person who actually asked him that question
a little differently.
Pablo
a little differently.
A little differently. I did ask what stands out from this team compared to the rest when you have these types of runs, and he answered the question gracefully, as Christian Jauch is known.
Yep.
He's like,
great with the media.
What's great is that every ride is different, every journey is different, and that's the fun thing about this. You know, just because you keep winning the division year after year, that doesn't mean that you can feel that the complacency doesn't sit with, I'm sure they always want to keep going for more. They want to bring a World Series home to the Milwaukee Brewers. Everybody wants. You can tell everyone in that locker room is so locked in. So hey, I will admit guilt. I will wholeheartedly admit, but I appreciate and I respect Christian Jauch for being willing to answer the question just right there as he's popping champagne bottles and celebrating with everybody.
So
that was a fun time.
The biggest discovery from today's show thus far is that Pablo is a part of the major national media conglomerate that continually doubts and disparages the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm appalled.
I'm just
happy, Pablo. I am disgusted.
Well, you're not mad, just disappointed.
Yes. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Well,
I can't believe it. But actually, maybe we should be thanking you for continuing to give the Brewers motivation and continually disrespecting them as they are going to win a 4th National League Central Division titles.
This is so backhanded right now. Well, let's jump to the card. Let's talk at text line, too. It sounds like we got Levi from Stevens Point joining us. Hopefully he doesn't have some backhanded compliments that you just gave me, Riley. Levi, what's up? Hopefully you have some nicer things to say, too.
Some direct insults and a backhanded compliment, yes.
Please don't do that. But anyway, welcome to the Saturday Scramble. What's up, Levi? What's on your mind?
What is up, boys? Good morning on this nice day. Well, sort of with the weather, but good to talk to you guys.
Hey, always a great morning.
Oh, yeah. I had a little talk with Riley on the chat saying that what you said about the Cubs fans, they are really worse than the Bear fans. No offense, Pablo, because I know you're a Bear fan.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but this team has just been rolling right now. I know, like, later down the road, though, there might be a couple of stretches of the losing streak. I don't want to see that happen. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be some bumps up and down on the road, but I trust Pat Murphy way more as a manager / coach in the state of Wisconsin sports over Matt LaFleur. That's what I said earlier. So, well, you guys have a fantastic Easter weekend, and let's go Brewers!
That's right.
Yes, sir, Levi. Let's go, crew. Happy Holy Saturday and happy Easter to you as well, Levi. Always appreciate the call, and he makes a great point.
Yes.
I think I actually like Matt LaFleur. I would say I wouldn't call myself a Matt LaFleur stan, but I really believe in Matt LaFleur's coaching ability. But I think you'd be a darn fool to trust Matt LaFleur over Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy has done more with less than potentially any coach in professional sports. The Milwaukee Brewers are at such a disadvantage, monetarily speaking, with their roster construction. And you got to give credit to Matt Arnold and the Brewers organization as well.
Just providing a summer of fun.
Top to bottom. Thank you, Mark Atanasio. But Pat Murphy finds a way with the other team's discarded players. David Hamilton this year has already found success. Kyle Harrison has already found success this year, just to name a couple. Brandon Lockridge, who'd had him on their bingo card as a contributor to any franchise in Major League Baseball. Luis Renjifro, Blake Perkins, Andrew Vaughn,
I was
who
just about
you
to
know
say,
well.
The resurgence of Andrew Vaughn, and it's unfortunate right now that he's out for a few weeks, but the resurgence that he had last season, as much as I just sat in my chair, just kind of, walling away at this, I am happy for him and how he's progressing because he's a big bat. And it goes to your point, though, to what you said earlier in the show, Riley, is that the Brewers are so good at just something about development. And what I loved, too, was it to Jet Williams or Brandon Sproat when they were interviewing him on one of the two on MLB Network. And either way, Pat Murphy's message was, hey, they said to him, what do I do when I come into this clubhouse? And it's just be yourself, man. Just come in and be yourself. That's the leadership. And Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, with a really great parallel to this. Greg Counsell is like the Luke Skywalker. I don't know how big of a Star Wars fan you are.
I like Star Wars. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I like it.
Pat Murphy, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Pat Murphy is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I feel like that's a great comp right there. I love Pat Murphy as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the numbers that I also ran, totally forgot to say this. This is all without Jackson Churio in the lineup.
Yeah, we've totally, you're right, we have glossed over.
This is all without Jackson Churio, who we'll see. I mean, it'll be amazing. You think overreaction or adequate? Whenever he comes back, he's going to still be in the MVP race, even without X amount of weeks.
I think I said that last week or said that 2 weeks ago on this show. I still firmly believe that even only playing 130 games out of the 162, he'll still be in the MVP race when it's all said and done. I think this is the year he takes that big leap that we've all expected. And it's funny because his floor is a 2020 season, batting .270. Like, come on. Like, Jackson Churio is so good, and the Brewers are still dominating baseball games without him in the lineup. It is absolutely phenomenal.
The race to potential 30 homers, because I'm still in the belief that Bryce Terang can turn into a 30-30 season, which would be insane. That'd be great stuff.
That would not shock me whatsoever.
Yep. Well, you know what was interesting, though, too, was what Levi had said right before he hung up and mentioned to us is that where does he stand against, or Pat Murphy feels like the most feared coach, or I feel like I would
respected
trust.
Coach.
Respect.
Yes.
I think that's where he stands. Like, I want to know I want to talk about this a little bit more of where we power rank the coaches, where we power rank the teams in Wisconsin in terms of are these coaches feared? Who's the most feared team in Wisconsin? Because who would have thought that we would be having this conversation about the Milwaukee Brewers as one of the more, if not most feared? But I want to know what you guys think, and I want to also hear, too, as we jump into break. But, again, 844-770-3776, the Carbos Talking text line. On the other side, want to talk about who is feared and revered across the rest of the Wisconsin sports teams here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Summer is coming and it's time to start thinking about a summer job. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Madison School and Community Recreation is now hiring for many positions, including day camp and youth program leaders, outdoor adventure staff, support staff for individuals with disabilities, sports instructors and officials, and more. Full and part-time positions with daytime and evening hours are available. No matter your interest, schedule, or location, there's a position for everyone. At MSCR, you can make an immediate impact in the community and gain meaningful experience. Start your summer adventure today. Apply at mscr.org.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best, not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. Cheers! When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is always worth playing for, with only 95 calories and superior smooth taste. It's the ultimate trophy. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs.
Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
I wasn't sure if I could afford college, and my family couldn't help me. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found financial support beyond tuition. Even fuel, transportation, and technology has been covered. It's incredible that I'll be able to graduate debt-free. My advice to others, don't let financial barriers stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 Blaine's gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase. 3-pound bags of estate grass seed, $9.99. Plus all Kurt trailer hitches and accessories, 15% off. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Nathan Sass throwing in some sass on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. I disagree with the Terang comments because Terang is going to be an MVP candidate. He has arrived.
No, I think he disagreed with Churro being MVP. He says Bryce Terang is going to be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
And I asked him, why not both? But then he made a very good point, vote dilution. And then we're going to have Bryce Harper, some BS candidate in the National League, win the MVP. So I'm okay with that.
That reminds me of
as long as it's one or the other.
Reminds me of when Wisconsin and Purdue were playing for the Big Ten championship with the Johnny Davis year, and I met Barstool Big Cat that night, and I asked him like, "Hey, Johnny Davis is National Player of the Year, right?" He's like, "Yeah, 100%. He's going to get all the votes. The only reason why he wouldn't be unanimous is if Brad Davison got one vote too."
Yeah, exactly.
So that would throw up the votes.
There. How about that? I say I'm still going to be on the Jackson Churro MVP campaign. He gets every single first place vote. Bryce Terang
I'll go BT.
Gets one first place vote, and he gets all the second.
I'll be the first place vote.
All right, there we go.
Surprise, I'm part of the Baseball Writers of America.
That'd be great.
That'd be insane. That'd be insane. Pablo Iglesias, Riled Up. This is Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison. We're talking about across the state of Wisconsin, too, who are the most feared teams across the board. But real quick, I want to add something. Maybe it adds to fear. Maybe it just adds to the next level of Pat Murphy, because we have an update real quick, Riley, on the pocket pancakes, and a little bit of an update there. We've gone from pocket pancakes to pocket turtles.
Okay.
According to what we have seen, even though the broadcast didn't happen, it was the rain delay on Apple TV's Friday Night Baseball. Pat Murphy now has a pet turtle. The backstory here from Trisha Whitaker. She posted on Twitter. She caused the Pat Murphy chaos with the pancakes, and then he handed her a live turtle and said, good luck getting this through TSA. And here's a backstory from there. Because of the rain delay, Pat decided literally yesterday on his way to the game that was going to happen. This is what Trisha Whitaker wrote. He and some of the players were mulling over what animal he should pull out of his pocket. A couple people suggested a gerbil or a hamster.
That'd be hard to wrangle in. You pull it out of your pocket, hand it to someone, boop. He gone.
A couple suggested that, but he decided on a turtle. So he paid the Kansas City Clubby, $500 to go buy him a turtle.
What?
And bring it to the stadium. After the canceled game, the players were in the clubhouse with it and feeding it all sorts of vegetables. The turtle is living the high life. Make no mistake. From Trisha Whitaker. So
Pat Murphy.
So now we have a pet.
So Pat Murphy paid a clubhouse attendant for the Kansas City Royals $500 to go buy a live turtle just to mess with Trisha Whitaker?
It sounds like it.
That was the whole point. Wow.
That was amazing.
How could you not love Pat Murphy? Come on. Like, this guy is tough. He's hilarious. He wins. This guy, Pat Murphy, is the best.
He's the leader. I mean, it's feared and revered, but it's also respected, and it's somebody that you've put this in the perfect way, Riley, of how Pat Murphy can flip the switch. It's about staying loose, and it's about having fun. That's what baseball is. That's what sports is too. It's about just being loose, but also not being afraid to have that locked-in killer mentality too when things start to get rough.
Yeah, and we heard stories from the past few years on how Pat Murphy, after a player would strike out, he'd give him crap for it and make fun of him. And then I just read, I forgot who wrote this. It might have been Adam McCalvey, but Brandon Sproat had a really tough debut this year against the White Sox. They ended up coming back to win that game.
Yeah, you don't have to remind me.
Yeah, but I believe, he gave up 7 runs, 6 hits, 3 home runs. He had a bad outing. And Pat Murphy, before taking him out, he made a mound visit, and he went out and told him, hey, start pitching for the front of your jersey, not the back. And gave him a pep talk and got in his grill and said, hey, it's not about you, man. It's about the team. Figure your stuff out. And went back to the dugout, didn't take him out, and let him continue to pitch. He just has such a good gauge. He cares so deeply about his players. It's so obvious. You can tell they love playing for him. You can tell he loves them. And he knows when to be hard on them and when to lighten it up and make sure they're not taking themselves too seriously. Those are the qualities of an elite head coach, of an elite human being. And that's why he's so successful and so easy to root for. It's awesome.
I mean, he is the best. And to go into our conversation of, let me put this out for you guys too. Do we want to talk about coach or do we want to talk about more team? We talked about who's the most feared. Do we go based off the coach's team? I think that's a fair way of power ranking this instead. What do we say?
I say coaches because the team reflects their coach.
I like that.
There we go.
Yeah, let's base
That's the rationale.
We can go overall team, but base it off the head coach.
All right. So based off that, then we are power ranking where coaches, the head coaches across Wisconsin teams. We're also including 2 of the Badgers as well. To just add to the list here, we've got 5. We have the Brewers, the Bucks, the Packers, and men's basketball and Badger football. So we'll start. Where do the Brewers stand? Pat Murphy.
That's easy. Number 1.
Pat Murphy,
Brewers
number 1.
are number 1. Pat Murphy, an elite leader, an elite coach, an elite mind. He wins. The Brewers are back-to-back-to-back NL Central champions. There's no competition. Brewers number 1.
No major arguments here. Again, it is that I love the story right there of Brandon Sprode of don't pitch for the name that's on the back. Remember what's on the chest. I mean, you hear coaches say that all the time. You hear it in coach speak. But somebody who truly lives it, somebody who embodies it, heck, even to have that loose attitude of paying $500 for a gag.
Yeah,
come
on.
To push for a turtle, to just have some fun too, and to enjoy baseball on that level, I love it. And going back to the preseason stuff too with Jet Williams, just be you, man. Just be yourself. It's something, understandably, we all get in our own heads sometimes, but sometimes it's just that simple advice where it's like, wait, yeah, that's all I got to do? Yep. We're trying to reinvent the wheel here, but no, just sit back, relax, do what you do best, and that's how the magic happens. That's how it unfolds.
Yep, play, live for a greater purpose. You have Christian Yelich laying down bunts. Like any other team, Christian Yelich is not laying down bunts. Like that's the humility. The humility of Pat Murphy reflected amongst his team. They're all playing for the Brewers' greater cause than themselves, and that's why they win. Pat Murphy, Brewers, easy number 1.
We do have to add one more, too. And shout out to John Arias as well, who is Saturday Scrambler listening. We got to add Kelly Sheffield to this list, too. We got to add Kelly Sheffield. And
that changes my calculus.
Mark Johnson as well. Mark Johnson, let's add Mark Johnson and see where
Why not?
Let's do it.
Sure,
if
we're adding Kelly.
Cool. Kelly, Mark Johnson also on the list. So we got 7 teams. So let's go Matt LaFleur. Where's Matt LaFleur stand?
Matt LaFleur.
On the 7th.
Let's see.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to say the number after 6.
All right, so I'm going to put Matt LaFleur. I put him at 5.
You put him at 5.
I put him at 5 on my power rankings. I think I have 2 coaches behind him right now. I think he's a great coach. I don't think he has peaked yet as a head coach, and mainly because I don't think he's quite reached that wisdom level, the wisdom that Pat Murphy has that only comes with experience, where he knows how to talk to players, where he knows when to give this guy this and another guy that. Yeah, I don't think he's there as a leader. I think he's a great mind. He's an offensive guru, but the leadership qualities, the game management ability, it's not there. In my opinion.
I don't know where I feel, and we'll talk more Packers into the second hour as well. But where Matt LaFleur stands, especially with this past season of the game management and just sneaking into the playoffs, yes, you could have the mindset of just get in and you never know what happens. But outside of this, I mean, Jauch said it too earlier this week. Outside of if you remove the Dallas Cowboys out of the NFL metric, what do the Packers have over the last 2 years? Like the Dallas Cowboys basically gave you Micah Parsons, and also you have the only playoff win that you could talk about over the last 2 years, unfortunately. So if we were to hypothetically take out the Dallas Cowboys
from existence, we eliminate them from the world.
Yes, those are like the Cowboys have provided 2 of the biggest, happiest moments for the Green Bay Packers over the last few years.
Thank you, Hunter Vaughn. Appreciate your service.
Thank you for the service. But it's so strange to think about it in that way, and I would love to believe that he could get more out of Jordan Love, and I think they both believe in each other. But the question is it enough? I mean, does it feel like that we're at a plateau?
No, that's the thing. That's where I think I diverge from a lot of Packers fans. I don't think they've plateaued under Matt LaFleur. I think he is a young coach. He is growing. He has made mistakes. He is not there yet as a leader, but he's growing, and I think he's learning, and I think he's going to get better as time goes on. So we shall see, but I think the Packers are going to be better this year. I think they're going to improve under him, and I think Matt LaFleur is going to improve. But right now, he's at 5 for me.
So 5 is where we're at. I want to keep going into Packers talk. What you got, O-Dog?
Riley, let me get this straight. You think 3 straight years of being the 7th seed in the NFC is growing?
No, I don't think that's growing, but I think as a coach, and it's not, every year wasn't the same. You had the first year of Jordan Love. They had a terrible start, and they stormed back. That was growth throughout the season. Take the 7th seed. The next year, high expectations. They did not do well with those. They falter to end the season, sneak in. That was not great. This past year, they are having a phenomenal season. Then Micah Parsons goes down. You have the collapse against the Denver Broncos, and everything goes downhill from there. Again, they didn't handle adversity well, but it's just a different season. Every season's different. They ended up in the 7th seed. I think there are opportunities for growth this year, and I think he will grow.
But then the last 2 seasons, 2024 and 2025, those 2 seasons ended with both at least having 3-game losing streaks. 2024, they lost 3 in a row to end the year. 2025, last year, they lost 5 in a row to end the year.
I know. I know what you're saying, and I understand the results aren't there, but that doesn't mean he can't grow as a leader coming into this season. That doesn't mean he can't evolve right moving forward and learning from his failure. Like, that's how you learn, is failing. So I think he's going to learn for this year, and if it happens again, 3 years in a row, if they collapse, it's harder to defend.
We got to table this. I will be big Teaserella over here and say that we will have more Green Bay Packers talk coming up. But let me say this. We have Matt LaFleur at 5. You know who I'm putting at 7? Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers, easy.
I'm putting Doc Rivers at 7.
We got Nathan Sass and Levi talking in our YouTube chat. Like, he's not even allowed to read the list. He can't even be on the list. No further discussion. Doc Rivers is going to be done after this year. He sucks. 7.
It doesn't help when you see the clashing reports of that the NBA is now investigating too with Giannis. We had to mention that at some point. That just feels muddy, feels strange. Do the players love having Doc Rivers? I respect the move. I appreciated that they went out and got him and they tried to build a relationship. But the fact that you did this in, what was it, late January when it happened, or whatever the case was, mid-season, and tried to turn the course of a season, it just felt, to steal a Riley word from the other day on Jim Matt Molly, asinine. Yep. It was just terrible. So Doc Rivers at 7.
But now you're talking newly inducted Hall of Fame coach Doc Rivers.
No.
Does that change anything?
No.
He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Not for the Bucks, he isn't.
He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Not for the Milwaukee Bucks, he isn't.
I have Doc Rivers 6. Luke Fickell 7.
No. No.
This is why we decide as a group.
No.
This is why we decided as a group.
Doc Rivers is 7. He's been abysmal since he has arrived in Milwaukee. Luke Fickell made a bowl game his first season at the helm. He got 2 ranked wins to end the year last year. He has 8 of the top 10 recruits moving forward.
What has Doc Rivers done then to impress you to put him at 6 over Luke Fickell? If those things don't impress you at the very least, what has Doc Rivers done?
See, but I like the future that Fickell is building towards.
Exactly.
I thought you were about to say the future of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, absolutely not.
What?
I was like, what?
Absolutely not. Especially not after last night's game. It's just he was freshly inducted into the Hall of Fame. Luke Fickell is not a Hall of Famer.
If we're talking about the past, Luke Fickell made the 4-team playoff with Cincinnati, too.
And got crushed by Alabama.
Yeah, who didn't get crushed by Alabama that year?
We got crushed by Alabama, too, when they were here 2 seasons ago. So take that.
Clemson and Ohio State were the only teams capable of beating Alabama from about 2014 to 2022.
I'm overriding this one. O-Dog, you and I are Bradley guys through and through. We come from the same Charlie Steiner School of Sports Communication tree, but I got to override this one and say 6 for Luke Fickell. Number 7 is Doc Rivers. All right, we're moving on. We have Mark Johnson and Kelly Sheffield as well as a part of this, along with... How did Blake... Oh, Greg Gard. That was like, wait a minute. So all 3 Badgers.
Mark Johnson, number 2.
Mark Johnson, number 2.
He's the best coach in Wisconsin in UW athletics history.
Yes.
What, 7 national championships?
No, 9. 9
national championships for Mark Johnson. Come on. That's not even a competition. You could argue that he's ahead of Pat Murphy.
9 national championships. I think Mark Johnson, at number 2. I feel like Kelly's got to be 3.
Kelly's 3.
Kelly's 3.
National champion head coach, took the Badgers to the Final Four this past season. Kelly Sheffield, I think, in pretty easy number 3.
Yes, Kelly Sheffield, number 3. A fantastic recruiter in this new era as well, bringing in top-tier talents year after year, again, as every coach tries to figure it out. So I think it's an adequate place to put Greg Gart at 4.
Yep.
Because, again, it's the adaptability, but I think 4 is perfect because it's almost like you're close to making it to the second weekend, but you're not there just yet, but you're so close every single time.
Yeah, he's like not into that upper echelon quite yet, but he's right there. He has great regular seasons, great regular season wins, but he hasn't been able to do it in the postseason yet.
So as we talked about based off our power ranking list of feared, respected, all of those things across the board, and as Owen said perfectly, a coach is the perfect identifier of what this team is. So from top to bottom, we have Pat Murphy at number 1 for the Milwaukee Brewers, Mark Johnson for Wisconsin women's hockey at number 2, number 3, Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin volleyball, number 4, Greg Gard for Wisconsin men's basketball, number 5, Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Packers, number 6, Luke Fickell of Wisconsin football, and rounding out the list at number 7, dead last out of feared, revered, respected head coaches in Wisconsin. Based off our list, it is the Milwaukee Bucks head coach, the Hall of Famer, as Owen loves to point out, Doc Rivers. Boys, thoughts on the list?
I like it. I think that's fair and a good representation of where each Wisconsin sports team is currently at right now.
Owen?
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Riley, you brought up a good point that Mark Johnson definitely has a case to be number 1 with all his national championships.
Yeah.
But maybe we're a prisoner of the moment right now of naming Pat Murphy number 1.
We're all in on the crew
Absolutely.
right now.
We're prisoners of the moment, says the guy in the Brewers jersey right now, too. Yep, that's it.
Let's go.
Flash it to the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, Owen. There you go.
Unfortunately,
move
They
to the right.
never get it I'm too far to the left, too far to the right. We got to figure this
slide
out
to
one
the
of these
left.
days.
Camera, you got to move the monitor. You got to shift it.
Yeah, but I like where it is right now, at least when I'm stationary.
Okay.
Now it's time to get funky. Come on, anybody? To the right now.
Take it back now, y'all.
One
hop this time. Whoop!
Well, there's more Luke Fickell talk to. Big commitment, especially to continue the RBU legacy. Riley has some more thoughts on that and what this means for the future of Wisconsin football as we continue more discussions, transitioning a little bit more into football stuff too. We'll talk about that on the other side here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
I've come to the point where I've accepted that Goody will never turn the Packers into a truly great team. The only way to be like an actual Super Bowl team, for this Goody-led team to show up in the Super Bowl, Jordan Love will have to be the MVP. That's the only way I see it.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
I'm Coach Greg Gard, and I've spent my career teaching young men the fundamentals of basketball: preparation, hard work, teamwork. But here's what else I've learned. Those fundamentals don't apply just to the court. They apply to life, and they apply to your finances. That's why I believe in Bank CMG. They're a community bank built on the same values, helping people prepare for the future, building wealth one smart decision at a time, and staying rooted right here in Wisconsin. Success doesn't happen by accident. It takes a game plan, it takes discipline, and it takes a partner who understands your goals. Whether you're saving for your family, buying a home, or planning for retirement, Bank CMG has your back. They're not just here to handle your money, they're here to help you grow it. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
Some drinks just belong in the summer rotation, and the new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack is one of them. This limited release blends refreshing lemon iced tea flavor with smooth vodka and no carbonation for a crisp, easy drinking sip that feels right at home on the porch, by the water, or by the grill. Cool, classic, and full of summer flavor, it's got the makings of a seasonal staple. The new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack. Go to drinkcarbless.com to find carbless brand new flavor near you and grab it while you can.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Is the legacy of RBU back for Wisconsin football? And even more importantly, is the in-state recruiting train continuing to grow for Luke Fickell and the Badgers? Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, welcome back to the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Badgers, huge land yesterday, huge commitment. They were crystal balled to land Kingston Allen, who is the number one recruit at his position in Wisconsin, or
number one ranked recruit in the state of Wisconsin, and the 6th ranked running back in the country.
So Riley, our recruiting guy, our Badger guy, also we talk about Wisconsin Badgers all on Thursdays at 12:30 on the Jump Around, a Badger dedicated show. Myself, Jim Rutledge, and our producer Riley Jauch. Again, Thursdays at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Riley, what does that bring the Badgers up to the in-state recruits so far in this 2027 class?
So for the class of 2027, the Badgers now have 8 of the top 10 recruits in the state of Wisconsin. The wall around Wisconsin is back, and it is back in emphatic fashion. The only 2 recruits that did not commit to the University of Wisconsin, Richie Flanagan, Kingston Allen's one of his offensive linemen. He's going to Notre Dame, which can't fault the guy for going to Notre Dame.
But he's an incoming senior, or rising senior.
Yes, rising senior. All these guys are rising seniors. So you never know.
You never know.
You never know. Kingston could put the full court pressure on him come this fall. We'll see. But Richie Flanagan's going to Notre Dame. He had an offer from Wisconsin. We'll see. Probably going to stick with the Irish. And then Cade Rykowski from Milwaukee. He's going to Northwestern. He didn't get an offer from Wisconsin.
What position?
So, an inside offensive lineman.
Okay, so
you have
two
you have a
linemen.
defensive lineman and an offensive lineman that aren't coming to Wisconsin. You have a running back, a tight end, a tackle, an offensive lineman, an edge rusher, a safety, another tackle, and another inside offensive lineman in the top 10, all committed to the Badgers.
I think what could help too is one, if we see Kingston Allen blow up, we still got another year. But what helps this season is that if RBU legacy, you want to bring that back, you have Abu Sama, you have Darian Dupree coming back, and I think with the addition too of Eric Mateos, the Arkansas offensive line coach, can he just build a bigger wall of offensive linemen, and can this help more offensive linemen feel like more attracted to Wisconsin and know like Wisconsin football, hard-nosed running football is back? But I want to focus on Kingston Allen because, Riley, I know that you were just beyond excited. You were ecstatic to see not only that the Badgers landed Kingston Allen, but again, this just adds on to the in-state recruiting. What is it about this excitement? What sparks just this buzz that you're feeling?
It's everything surrounding it. Kingston Allen, I read an article that I believe Notre Dame Academy, where he goes to school up near Green Bay, I believe it was a student written article about Kingston. And
support student journalism.
Yes, exactly. And it sounds like he is an upstanding young guy. We talked about playing for the name on the front of your jersey, not the back. It seems like he really wants to win. He cares about his team. It's not about personal accolades, even though he did set state records for rushing and rushing touchdowns this past year. No big deal. He has a chance to break his own records this season. It's ridiculous. He is an elite talent. He has the chance to be the next great running back in the Wisconsin Badgers history, in the lore of Wisconsin Badgers football. And this is a nice little cherry on top. You have Braylon Allen tweeting positively about a Luke Fickell-led Wisconsin football team. Like that is big. Notable. That is notable. Braylon Allen, clearly there was some tension. His departure to the NFL, the hiring of Luke Fickell and the firing of Paul Chryst definitely didn't seem to sit right with him. He seemed very frustrated with the program for a long time. So I don't know if Luke Fickell or anyone from the program reached out to him to try and make amends or get him back in the fold. But just him mentioning Kingston Allen and how I think he tweeted out something along the lines of in-state Allen's playing for Wisconsin.
Homegrown Allens going to RBU.
Yes, exactly. Allens. Calling Wisconsin RBU. Like, I love to see that. We just talked with Brady Ewing last week, who's now the director of alumni relations for the football program. Like, this stuff is important. Getting the past connected with the present. I talked about that last week. That is so important, and it's so awesome to see someone who's been vocally critical of Luke Fickell and the program actively supporting a recruit and a decision and an acquisition by the team. It gives me so much joy, so much happiness, and so much hope for the future seeing that. The Badgers now have a top 10 class for the class of 2027 nationally. They're the 10th ranked recruiting class for the class of 2027, and that is only with the 8 commits from the state of Wisconsin. Like, how could you not be excited about what's coming next for the Wisconsin Badgers?
So it's going to hurt only even more than if we miss out on a bowl game this upcoming season.
No,
is that even possible?
If they miss out on a bowl game this year, it's over. You have to blow it up. With this schedule, it's easy. It's as easy as it's going to get in the Big Ten. I've talked about that ad nauseum. You have to make more than a bowl game. You got to get 7-8 wins minimum.
Feels
this
like you
year.
have to. Well,
if you're Luke Fickell with all the money you invested, this is the time. This is the year to set the foundation. Wisconsin football is back. We are a contender in the Big Ten. We are a player in the broad sphere of college football. We have the future set up. We are not going anywhere. Wisconsin football has to be back this year.
Year 4 is the year you set the foundation?
Yes. Now, with how bad the first 3 years have gone, you don't have a choice. McIntosh decided to bring Fickell back and not fire him. So now he had to basically...
I'm sure there were financial reasons behind this, too.
Yes, but I said this last week. You could either pay the money to fire him and bring in Jason Eck, or you could double down. I believe in Luke Fickell and give him the money to spend on the roster. McIntosh decided to double down, give him the money, invest into the program, give him the investment that should have been coming year 1. And now this is the year that you have to make things work.
If things don't go right this year, who do you blame it more on, Fickell or McIntosh?
If things go wrong this year, if there's not some catastrophic quarterback injury again, which you have to factor in as well,
Fair enough.
If the team is mostly healthy and they still struggle and still fail, then I think you have to blame Luke Fickell because he had all the resources this year. He has his coaching staff in place. Everything seems to be dialed in this year to have a successful season. So I would blame Luke Fickell for this year if things go awry, whereas the past few years, I think it's very much a combination, and I would argue you could blame McIntosh more.
cautious optimism again is what I'm going to consistently have for this program and consistently have for this team. Heck, I want to see this. Owen, again, as I've mentioned, we are Bradley University guys. We have never seen what college football is like for our own alma mater. So I love adopting the Wisconsin Badgers, and I want to be a part of this. And I've seen what you Owen has this very surprised look on his face. You can't see it on the YouTube chat or channel right now, but he threw up his arms at me.
No, I was just gonna say undefeated since 1970.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the stat. Yes,
unbeaten.
I have that T-shirt somewhere right now. I'm also moving too. Shout out to my moving crew because my moving crew consisting of my best friend from home and my dad, who I've been helping, but They've just been hauling right now, so back and forth. There's a chance that I might not even have to help out with anything because they are just so determined to get everything done this morning. They were up and at it at like 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm like, I'm still just waking up. What can I help load onto the truck? And they're like, yep, just give us the keys and we'll let you know where we're at. I'm like, all right, great. My mom's also here too and also packing. So, but she's like, you guys take care of the heavy lifting, which understandably we very much will be doing that. But yeah, shout out to the moving crew too. So I'll make sure I check and see where that Bradley T-shirt is. Not to get too far off the rails on this
Bradley football undefeated since 1970. Wisconsin baseball undefeated since 1991.
Fair enough.
Please bring it back.
Yep.
It's never coming back.
Wisconsin football, though, going back to this.
I wish we had.
It's just cautious optimism for me. That's where I'm at. I would love to see them just push through just a little bit. Like, I've only seen the Las Vegas Bowl, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Give me the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Can Wisconsin qualify for
the Pop-Tarts Bowl has an ACC and a Big 12 tie-in. Yeah, because it was BYU and
Georgia Tech. But then
wasn't
Notre Dame supposed to be in it?
Notre Dame can supersede everyone because they just have special rules because, we're Notre Dame.
Are they asterisk ACC?
Yeah, yes, essentially, I think. It's Notre Dame or ACC,
is that right?
Or Big 12, but Notre Dame, we're too good for the Pop-Tarts Bowl, even though the Pop-Tarts Bowl is the coolest thing ever, and I wish the Badgers got to play in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I would buy every piece of Badgers Pop-Tarts Bowl merch if they made the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That is right below making the college football playoff for me.
If you want to be Riley's best friend, send him Pop-Tarts Bowl merch to send your address right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We won't do that. No. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Huck. We're talking more football on the other side. We're a little behind schedule now, getting into the 11 o'clock hour, but we are talking some more Packers. We're talking football in general, and we're talking about programs that are in make-or-break situations. Feels like the Packers. Where are they at right now? So we'll talk about that to start the 11 o'clock hour here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. Cheers! With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Hey fans, John Kuhn here, team captain of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and there's a reason it's considered the Midwest's premier place to bet on all your favorite sports. The full bar, awesome dining, 2,000 square foot screen, and nearly 100 betting kiosks makes for an unbeatable playbook. Bet above the rest, only at Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Summer is coming and it's time to start thinking about a summer job. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Madison School and Community Recreation is now hiring for many positions, including day camp and youth program leaders, outdoor adventure staff, support staff for individuals with disabilities, sports instructors and officials, and more. Full and part-time positions with daytime and evening hours are available. No matter your interest, schedule, or location, there's a position for everyone. At MSCR, you can make an immediate impact in the community and gain meaningful experience. Start your summer adventure today. Apply at mscr.org.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
I'll say this. Yes, Romeo walking out of the building, you lose a lot of consistency. But Matthew Golden deserves and needs more opportunities. This wide receiver room, if they stay healthy, will be markedly better than what they were last year.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
This is Wisconsin linebacker Mason Posa.
Mason Bosa shuts the door.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
This is really interesting.
We're rewriting history here.
You sure about that?
Really?
You sure about that?
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
What am I doing? Trying to put water onto this fire. I'm going to throw gasoline into this. You fired up.
I'm never emotional. I'm very even-keeled. Very cool, calm, and collected.
But we got something totally off the wall here.
Alongside Riley Jauch, here's Pablo Iglesias.
It is hour 2 of the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Good Saturday morning, Saturday Scramblers. Pablo Iglesias and Riley Jauch live from the Everlight Solar studio here in downtown Madison. Keep blowing up the Carpless Talking text line as well, 844-770-3776. Your way into the show as we talk about the next step for the Green Bay Packers. And early in the first hour, we talked a lot about the Brewers and where they stand, and feared, revered, and respected. Number one, easily, Pat Murphy. He is leading this team, but based off the 7 coaches across the Wisconsin teams that we talked about, feared, revered, and respected, that have been part of consistent conversations, we have Matt LaFleur for the Green Bay Packers at 5. So the big question, Riley, where do you think the Packers are? Are the Packers this team that is slowly declining, or is it just because of where the NFC North is at? Is the NFC North growing to becoming this gauntlet type of division? Where do you stand at between?
I think the NFC North is growing. I think the NFC North has gotten better since the Aaron Rodgers heyday, where the Packers were just running roughshod through everyone in the NFC North and dominating. And I think that's because every single NFC North team has made a great hire at head coach. I would argue that the NFC North is the best coached division in football. You have Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. He had, the most wins out of any head coach in NFL history in the first 3 seasons. Made the NFC Championship game in, his first season? In their second season as head coach of the Green Bay Packers?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it was early. Then you have Kevin O'Connell for the Minnesota Vikings, who seems to be a quarterback whisperer. He has been successful. He's a great mind. He's a great head coach. Ben Johnson has had success immediately as head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
That was so nice.
And then, where did he come from? The Detroit Lions and
Fighting the kneecaps.
Dan Campbell. And Dan Campbell turned the Lions from an absolute joke of a franchise into a consistent threat in the NFC. And now, a little bit less so, but in the NFC North, the Lions are still very game, still very capable of winning a division. So it's not that the Packers have gotten significantly worse or they're on the decline with Jordan Love. As Owen, you brought it up, they've been consistent. They've gotten into the playoffs. They were the 7th seed. They beat the Cowboys a few years ago, lost to the Eagles, choked away the game against the Bears this past year. So I don't think the Packers have gotten significantly worse. It's that everyone in the NFC North decided, hey, we want to be good too, and we're going to hire good head coaches, and we are going to win football games. So now it's on the Packers. If everyone around you is growing, competition breeds excellence. Mm-hmm. So now you have to take the next step too. If everyone else is getting better, it's your turn to get better and grow. And that's why I believe it can happen. I think Matt LaFleur can grow. Jordan Love can grow. Micah Parsons, there's not much room for him to grow. But everyone on the Packers in this organization has room to grow, has room to advance, and now is the time to do it.
You listed the 3 teams again with in the NFC North. Who do you feel like is going to be the biggest problem for the Packers, not just this season, but for the next, say, 3 seasons?
I'm going to immediately take out the Vikings because I have no faith in Kyler Murray. Even though the Vikings were not a bad team. They were near the playoffs with an absolute joke at quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. So they have a great foundation, but Kyler Murray, I don't trust him. I don't think they're going to be in the run. It's between the Lions and the Bears. And I would say the Bears have the higher ceiling, but the Lions have the higher floor when it comes to competing with the Packers. I think Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, they're always going to be a threat, but maybe not a Super Bowl contender. Yeah. Whereas the Bears, I could see them bottoming out this year, or I could see them taking a massive stride forward and being even better.
Yeah, I'd stand on that one too. As I would love to see it if the Bears are that more consistent one, but it's. I am curious to see what that first place schedule is going to bring. I think they're still going to be competitive. Ben Johnson even said too at the owners meetings or the coaches meetings is that the nice thing about this new turnover, especially from the defensive side and bringing in new guys, is that complacency and the I'm trying to remember what the word is, but he used the word complacency and entitlement. That's what it was. The complacency and the entitlement from the past season washes away when you start to bring in that newer blood, and that's the challenge that you kind of have after you have a great successful season. But what do you do from there? He says he does not. He doesn't really care if people say to him, hey, great job this season, and pats him on the back. He almost pushes it away. But going to the Lions' point there is that they are still there. Just because they were, they didn't make the playoffs this past season, they still gave everybody a fight. They gave the Packers a fight on Thanksgiving. But what's strange to me is that right now in this smaller window with the new era that the Chicago Bears have with Caleb Williams is that at the moment they have the Packers' number. And that's what I wonder, that's where I stand at. Can the Packers and the Bears be the rivalry that we're hoping that it can be versus what we've seen over the past 10-ish years during the Aaron Rodgers years? But yeah, I'd lean more towards the Bears, higher ceiling, like you said.
I wonder
Lions,
why.
Oh yeah, who knows? But I do think the Lions aren't going to go away. The Lions really aren't going to go away because how can they? Like if we're writing off the Lions that fast, they've proven that they can be a team that posts 15 wins. They can be a team that people can get behind and root for, and they're just a strong unit that was really riddled with injuries last season.
And you brought up the Bears playing a first-place schedule this upcoming year. Now the Detroit Lions are playing a fourth-place schedule.
Yeah.
See, if I was a betting man, I would put my money on Detroit winning the NFC North this year.
Okay.
Coming from a Packers fan, I think Packers will probably finish second again.
How does that make you feel, though? Because, again, it's Mark Jauch said it earlier this week that he feels like almost a non-negotiable is that the Packers need to win the NFC North. Because, again, even though you believe the idea that get in the playoffs and anything can happen, the Packers have unfortunately shown that really it's just 1-3, right? Yeah, 1-3 as the 7 seed over the last 3 seasons. It's not a great record. It's not really a get in and you never know what's going to happen type of chaos thing. It almost just feels like that you have to do more than just be the 7 seed.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if Jordan Love could play a single home playoff game.
That's crazy.
I'd love to see how he'd perform at home in the comfort of Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. I'll admit Lambeau Field has lost its mystique, seemingly as a difficult place for opponents to play, but still, I feel like after a few years of Lambeau Field being vacant in the playoffs, oh, baby, would it be rocking and roaring for a home playoff game? And I think we've seen Jordan Love rise to the occasion in big moments. I would love to see Jordan Love get a home playoff game, but to do that, you got to take care of business in the regular season, and that is where the Packers can take the next step this upcoming year.
Off the top of your head, Riley, do you know when the last home playoff game was for the Packers at Lambeau Field?
What was it? It wasn't the NFC Championship game against the Buccaneers, was it?
No. There was one more.
I'm assuming you know, Pablo.
I was there.
I was there too.
What was it? Enlighten me.
The 2021 divisional round against the San Francisco 49ers.
The block punt, special teams.
Block punt.
Yeah, I forgot. I think
took me 4 hours to get home.
I essentially erased that game from my mind. That was I have very minimal memories of that game. I think I just wiped it after because that was so bad. That was so bad.
That was how the San Francisco 49ers came into Lambeau. That's because you brought up the point too, Riley, of Lambeau Field almost kind of lost its luster a little bit from the playoff side. And again, we go back to the 49ers, Packers recency of the 49ers have owned the Packers playoff series in recent years. But how can the Packers get their moxie back, get the Lambeau Field energy back? Because it's the frozen tundra, but our teams and even the Lions, look at this. Granted, last season it was a completely different game, but the last 2 prior to that, The Lions went into Lambeau Field and owned the Packers. They go in, I think it was a Thursday Night Football game, and just run laps around the Green Bay Packers. The year before, it's the Week 18 game where it's the Packers win and you're in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers' last game in the green and gold. And the Lions, with nothing to play for, just go in there. It just feels like the teams, and even came down to the final play for the Chicago Bears. Even like Caleb Williams throws that interception, but I've never seen a Bears-Packers game where it's just like from beginning to end, where it's just like you don't know what's going to happen. You can kind of feel that teams are coming into Lambeau Field with more confidence. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, you can tell. It's not what it used to be under the Brett Favre years or the early Aaron Rodgers years. And it's definitely not the same level of fear. Like, while I do trust Jordan Love in the big moments, it's not the same level that Aaron Rodgers had, where if you gave Aaron Rodgers more than a minute to march down the field, you were terrified. You were like, if Rodgers has 60 seconds plus, you're like, he's going to go down and win the game.
I would say 30 seconds.
Like, that's it didn't matter. Rodgers, you can give, like, there was always a chance of the Packers winning the game if it was a one-score game with Aaron Rodgers on the field. Jordan Love isn't there yet. Let's just be honest.
Can he get there?
Yeah, I think he can get there, but Rodgers is also a very special player, and we'd have to see it more this year from Jordan Love of just consistently delivering in the big high-pressure moments. And also the Packers, I will say, though, part of it's because the Packers' defense has gotten better at closing out games and not blowing, well, I mean, a Bears game notwithstanding, both Bears games to end the season notwithstanding. But with Micah Parsons on the field, you have that closer in there, which also helps, and I don't mind that's on the defensive side of the ball.
What are places that you guys need to see as Packer fans where Jordan Love needs to grow? Because I do think that he is top 5 quarterback, don't get me wrong, very talented, has all the tools. But if I'm a Packer fan, what I think I look at the Browns game, I look at where they have that narrow lead, but it's just hold the ball and play smart, and you throw the ball over the middle. Again, he can make fantastic plays, but it's just those terrible mistakes in the late game that end up costing you. What are places that Jordan Love needs to grow in this season?
Yeah, it's the consistency, for sure, because he'd be elite certain moments. He'd be very good most of the time, but then he'd have, this was more early on in the season, but then he'd have those brain fart moments where it's like, what are you doing, man?
Yes.
Like, what did you see there? Why did you make that throw? And I think if he cuts those out this year, those losses, those fluke losses to the Panthers and to the Browns aren't going to happen. And then those 2 wins, then you win the division by a game instead of losing it by a game. It's those little things that make a massive difference. And I think if Jordan Love cleans those up, the Packers are going to be in a good spot.
I would say it's finishing drives, and that can happen throughout an entire game, whether it's in the first quarter or in the fourth quarter. Definitely in the fourth quarter. And I just struggle with that statement as well, because I look at that fourth quarter in Chicago. Think of how many times he put the ball within a fighting chance of
right
receivers.
On the money.
Yeah, I think mainly of the Jaden Reed drop.
Yep.
That's the one. I know people bring up the Christian Watson one over the middle.
It's a little high. It was catchable, but
tough
not
play.
Yes.
That's what I.
Yep.
He gave him a chance, but it was going to be a tough play. And we've seen moments like that where he delivers a good ball late in the game on the final drive, and the receiver just drops it. And then you have those moments like in Cleveland where it went over the middle. I also think that was just a great play by Grant Delpit of Cleveland. And so I would boil it down to just finishing drives, but that goes beyond Jordan Love. I think that's an offense as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to talk about this too. We do want to get to Riled Up in just a second. Real quick, though, I want to take a quick break, take a quick breather, have us think about this one, and bring Goody into the mix. Because if you guys talk about if Jordan Love's making those leaps and what's the missing part, I think Goody might be a part of this recipe. But let's talk about that on the other side here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honey-do list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
This summer, the backyard party starts with Carbless. Celebrate America's 250th birthday with the all-new Americana Backyard Bliss Variety Pack, featuring 4 nostalgic flavors: strawberry, cherry, grape, and apple. It's refreshing, it's bold, it's packed with classic summer flavor, and it's ready to go wherever the party takes you. From barbecues to bonfires, make every get-together a little more blissful with the new Americana Backyard Bliss 8-pack from Carbless. Pick up your brand new variety pack at your local retailer or go to drinkcarbless.com to find it near you.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always, always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Well, we're hitting the road to one of my favorite places. Jauch here, and Wilde and Jauch will be live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford on Wednesday, April 8th. Jason, Jesse, and I will be on site from 9 to noon for our show. And with over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment, who knows what we'll get into at Hard Rock after the show. Can't forget about the diverse dining options and the museum-worthy memorabilia. Come see us for Wilde and Jauch on April 8th down in Rockford, right off I-90, just an hour from Madison.
My husband had purchased something at another store. He was very unhappy with the quality of it. We went into Chalmers and just started looking around and kind of got inspired to do something together that was unique for us.
It really isn't any more expensive to do a one-of-a-kind custom piece.
I love it. It's beautiful. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Turned out how I hoped it would.
It really makes me feel good to wear.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honey's. Make your Easter celebration one to remember. Spring into this holiday season at Buckin' Honey's. Their award-winning restaurant offering seasonal dishes, handcrafted cocktails, and exceptional service. As you gather with loved ones this spring, don't forget to plan ahead for Mother's Day. Treat mom to an unforgettable meal in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Celebrate great food and great company this Easter and Mother's Day. Make your reservation today at their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. We'll see you at Buckin' Honey's.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Checking in on the Carbless Talk and text line, Ryan and Madison asking if we could slide in more Bears talk. That was specifically asked of me. I would love to, but
Ryan, we cannot. Great text, by the way, from Nathan Sass in the YouTube chat. The Bears have no one's number. Last year was the same fluke close win garbage as they had in the 2010 season. Remember when Jake Cutler was the second coming in Chicago? Nail polish boy is the same.
See, this is the gripe, and Riley, we were talking about this in break, is that with why I wanted to talk about Brian Gutekunst and the team that he's built. Granted, you put together a talented roster on paper, but it's also about the attitudes as well. The thing that stuck out the most to me when the Packers were eliminated by the Bears is that, yes, maybe you did beat yourself, but you also have to at least lose with a little bit of grace, too, and recognize that it's like, no, you know what, we did this or we did that, we lost, like they didn't win this game. No, accept the loss and move on. That's terrible sportsmanship or whatever it is. Like, just take it. Take it like men and move forward, all right? Your season's over. You blew it. Acknowledge all these things, and that's where I feel like the lack of toughness from this aspect. That's why we have Matt LaFleur at number 5 as our tough head coaches, because what else is he going to do? There's no toughness that he showed from this. There's no, I just feel like that there were just so many excuses that were just made up at the end of the season after that loss.
See, I don't think fans, sure. Matt LaFleur did not make excuses, if I remember correctly.
Fair enough.
I will say, though, Owen, you can tell me how you felt as a Packers fan. I know I felt the second McManus missed that field goal going into halftime, I was like, oh, boy, the Packers are in trouble.
Yeah, I had a pit in my stomach when I saw that because that first half was so good. And
then you leave the door open just a crack.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
And that's what the Bears did all season. You leave the door open for them, and they busted
will
it
take
open.
advantage, which, to your point, Pablo, I will give the Bears credit. When teams did not step on the jugular, did not nail the coffin shut, the Bears would take advantage, and the Bears would come back and make it a close game at minimum.
But then with that, too, I also thought after the Matthew Golden touchdown to go up 27-16, I thought that was over. There was 6 minutes left in the game after that, and then he missed another kick.
That felt like the nail in the coffin. I wholeheartedly admit.
Yes.
And it's just tough to exactly pinpoint like where, because Brian Gutekunst, yes, has had a lot of big swings. We talked about free agency. Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs, also acquiring Micah Parsons for, honestly, it feels like virtually nothing. But let's look at his first-round picks. Who from the first-round picks have been absolute studs? It's been great.
Jordan Love.
Outside of Jordan Love.
Jair Alexander was good when he was healthy. He was very good when he was healthy.
That's fair.
I'll never forget him gritting on Justin Jefferson after locking him down. I love that.
That was pretty great.
That was awesome.
And he brought out the big hat.
Yes.
And the big hat was good.
Yes.
The big hat was cool. But you've lauded yourself, or not, I guess not Goody has patted himself on the back. You do have some good credit of the late round picks. I will give you that. That's where the Packers have thrived over recent years, is having those late round picks. But, I mean, when you're seeing a league turn into immediate impact guys in first round, and I know the Packers operate a little differently, but are you getting in your own way a little bit of just trying to feel like that you have to keep going with the same system? I think you have to tweak it just a little bit. I'm not asking you to reinvent the wheel, but I'm asking you to at least think about certain things a little differently. Like, again, the Matthew Golden of getting him in the first round. Maybe that was a Mark Murphy call and saying that this is what I want to do. We're in Green Bay.
That moment was still awesome. Matthew Golden's going to have a breakout season. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And I still think there is plenty of potential there for Matthew Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Morgan. I mean, Lucas Van Ness is still trying to break through. Stokes didn't work out either. And just the first-round picks have not hit. The first-round picks have not hit, or the early round picks have not hit.
Yeah, and this year you go into the season without a first-round pick. So Brian Gutekunst is going to have to nail this draft to plug the holes that the Packers have in their roster, especially on the offensive line and especially in the secondary. And if he doesn't hit, it's going to make it's just going to increase the height of the mountain the Packers have to climb this upcoming year.
Nathan Sass really bringing it today.
Nathan Sass has been awesome in the YouTube chat today. He's been rocking it.
Here's the latest. The Bears had to get luck in the playoff games against the Packers team, missing the Defensive Player of the Year.
Great points.
And they're all pro. Even then, the Bears got luck. But see, that's the other side of this. It's like, well, if we had this guy, it's the same. It's always, I come back to the argument of when the Bucks won the NBA Finals of the Nets series. And
yeah,
it's like,
if Kevin Durant's shoe,
if we had a healthy Kyrie Irving and a James Harden team, well, we would have been great. Well, you can't just turn off the injury sliders going into a season. This isn't a video game, and sometimes that's where I feel like Brian Gutekunst likes to control this roster a little bit. It's just not
it's very top
full
heavy. It's very top
video
heavy.
game. Correct. Where's the depth from here, and also where's the move on from Rashawn Gary anyway, and you send him over to Dallas when the Packers. I have no idea what the hell's going on too in that front office. What does Jerry Jones think sometimes? Why wouldn't you just wait a few hours to
trade
sign
Micah
him?
Parsons to the Packers and then trade for Rashawn Gary the next year? It's like
Rashawn Gary.
Thank you for pass rush help.
We talk about the South Beach Packers before we know it. Maybe it's going to be the Dallas Packers instead.
Yeah, but bringing it back to your question, Pablo, about the depth.
Yeah.
That was the biggest glaring issue of last season. Maybe you can put it alongside not finishing games how they'd like to with leads in the fourth quarter, but I think depth was the biggest thing because as much as we want to make the injury excuse, I think it was Jesse Nelson said it best. Every team deals with injuries in the NFL. And when you have that depth that you're not going to have an all-pro bench player behind your all-pro of Micah Parsons, for example. Yep. But if you have guys that know their role, and that was some comments coming out of LaFleur's coaches. What was that?
Yeah,
it's the coaches,
owners,
meeting, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically the off-season like get-together.
Yeah,
it's like the winter
out.
meetings for the MLB. I don't know the official title, but it's either the owners' meetings or the coaches' meetings. So they do that annually.
Anyways,
great photo too, by the way.
Yes.
Anyways, it was brought up that players were frustrated with the roles, and it's like you need depth guys on every team. Look at the Seattle Seahawks. That was a roster full of depth guys that knew their role, and they played it well, and look what they did.
Yeah.
They have the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year.
That's really something, too, to think that you have the Super Bowl MVP and Kenneth Walker III, and you're deciding that, hey, you know what, we have a good enough roster that we can build around.
We
don't need him to be successful. I'm sure that wasn't exactly the conversation, but you have to think about that. That's basically what the Seahawks are doing. And, hey, you know what, as a Bears fan, I'm happy that Kobe Bryant is now in that secondary for the Bears instead of the Seahawks.
You're getting cooked by Nathan Sass.
Nathan, you know what? It is what it is. You know what? Have some fun in this chat, Nathan. But Owen, I'm glad that Riley and I also noticed with the coaches' meetings as well over in Phoenix that I think it was Jay Glazer that had a video real quick of the day drinking that all 32 coaches had, and it was crazy just seeing this video.
Yeah,
too.
and
So
Sean McVay picked up the tab, correct?
Yes, and we were talking about
we
that.
were speculating like how much does that bill that bar tab for 32 NFL head coaches plus media members? That's got to be astronomical.
You got to be tipping at least. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys tip 100%.
Oh,
too.
100%.
Yeah, you have to be tipping 100%. I know places that do 200%. Like
Sean McVay, he's got plenty of money
in LA.
He can go have a modeling career when he's done as an NFL head coach. He's not strapped for cash. Just say that.
Well, before we get to break, Riley, we're throwing back. What was it? Next week too is the 16th annual Barstool Open. It's the kickoff to big week too. It's the first major of the season, boys. I'm excited to get to see who's going to be wearing that green jacket a week from tomorrow. But we got the 16th annual Barstool Open. Riley, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I may not be as big of a golf guy as Pablo, but I am fired up for this Barstool Open coming up next week. Join me at the 16th annual Barstool Open next Saturday, April 11th, a week from today. We're still figuring out the kinks. I might be on the show. I might not be, but I will, for a fact, be at the Barstool Open. Right now, follow WI Distributors on Instagram to get ticket info. Then use promo code BarstoolWD26 at checkout. That's BarstoolWD26. That's your hookup to get in for free. For free. The Barstool Open is an 18-hole mini golf bar crawl across Madison. Grab 3 of your best golfers or your most fun friends and get your foursome in. 1 ticket covers all 4 of you. Just need 1 ticket. If you buy 4, invite me. Invite Pablo and Owen.
I'm a great putter.
We'll show up. We'll cover those other tickets for you. I'll be out there all day long following the crawl. Saturday Scramble. These guys will be broadcasting live from one of the holes at Whiskey Jack's Saloon. I'm a big whiskeys guy personally. Went there a lot in college. Great place to be.
A lot of good memories?
Very fun. Yes, some good memories and some less good memories. But I love Whiskey Jack's.
The friends we made along the way, right?
Exactly. First 50 teams. Sign up now because the first 50 teams get a free T-shirt, and you'll start at W with a free Michelob Ultra or Neutral. Save you a few bucks. $50. Don't forget to go all out with your costumes as well. There's going to be a prize for the best dressed team. So seriously, do not wait. Spots are limited. They are going fast. Follow WI Distributors on Instagram to get ticket information. Then use that promo code BARSTOOLWD26 at checkout to get in free. Sign up now. April 11th, next Saturday, Barstool Open. Make sure you're 21 and up. We will see you there.
Very excited for this. We'll have the Saturday Scramble out there. And the other side, too, of being part of a really good Scramble crew, Riley, whether you're with us for the whole 2 hours or you stop in, give us a call.
Yeah, make sure to come say hi.
Yeah.
At least stop at Whiskey Jack's. I'll be there at every bar, so say hi to us.
The perfect recipe to being a great Scramble group, Riley, even if you're not there for all the shots. Come in, hit a big shot, and that's it. That's what a successful Scramble.
Just need one good one.
That's what it's all about. Just carry the teammates, and we'll do the rest from there. All right, perfect. Pablo Iglesias, Riley out. This is the Saturday Scramble. It's our favorite time, too, of hour number 2. It's time to get riled up after this. Can't wait to hear what he's got coming up next.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
I trust Greg Gard. The problem lies, where is the disconnect between rising to the occasion of those games and rising to the occasion against the High Point Panthers in March?
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear, too. You pay a fortune for big-name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jauch doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through April 5th, when you spend $50, get 30% off and 2 free pairs of socks with the code SOCKS2. That's socks in the number 2. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
I'm Coach Greg Gard. Building a winning team takes more than talent. It takes preparation, strategy, and the right partners. The same is true for building a successful business. That's why I'm proud to work with Bank CMG. They understand what Wisconsin business owners need. Smart banking solutions, local decision-making, and a partner who is invested in your success, not just in your account balance. Whether you're looking to finance equipment, manage cash flow, or expand your operations, Bank CMG has the experience and flexibility to help you grow. They're not a big national bank where you're just another number. They're a community bank where you talk to real people who understand your business and your market. I've spent my career building teams. Bank CMG helps Wisconsin businesses build theirs. If you're ready to work with a bank that gets it, visit bankcmg.com/business. Let's build something great together.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Sure getting a lot of sass from Nathan Sass on the YouTube chat. He is coming after me over the talking text line. Man, a lot of activity today. A lot of people coming after me. A lot of people
love
there.
to see it.
Love to see it here on the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Riled Up. We've been riffing off hot takes. We've been saying who's the toughest, who's the grittiest, all of that. But you know what? It's time now for our guy, Riled Up, to get riled up.
This is where we call it like we see it. No sugarcoating.
People are riled up these days.
What are you so riled up about?
If it's soft, we're calling it soft.
Now you're getting all riled up.
I got riled up.
If we are angry, we let it be known.
And now I got you all riled up.
It's time to get riled up.
Yeah, it is. So, question for you guys before I begin. Are you guys familiar with the term sandbagging?
Yes. Oh, 100%. I was actually called that last year on a golf trip.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're familiar. Owen, are you familiar with the term sandbagging?
Is this a golf thing?
No.
No,
It's just
it can be.
Yes.
Enlighten
It's an
me.
athletic competition thing. So the technical definition of sandbagging is to deliberately underperform in a race or competition to gain an unfair advantage. You see it in jiu-jitsu where...
It's like a hustle. Like you get hustled,
You
basically.
pretend to be worse than you are, so then you kick the crap out of someone. So you can beat someone bad. Like you see it in jiu-jitsu where professors won't promote their students, where like this person deserves to be a purple belt, but he's keeping him at blue belt so he can go win a tournament. So he can go get a gold.
I think of the classic movie White Men Can't Jump with Woody Harrelson and what's his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Yes. When
Great
they were
movie.
hustling the guys on the basketball court. That's what
Exactly.
I watched that for the first time about a year ago too. Woody can play.
Yeah.
Man. He's got some handles. But anyway.
Yes, so it's a hustle. You're deceiving someone to gain an unfair advantage. So I teased it to you guys during show prep that this had to do with intramural sports. So I just begun my spring intramural basketball league this past Monday night. The game's at 9 p.m. We show up. The referee's already kind of frustrated. They're trying to get us started early. And like getting going, like, let's go, guys. We only have 5 people. We get on the court. We're like, oh, shoot, we got to go play. And we look at this other team. They're all significantly bigger than us. Not that we're all super lacking in size, but they're all bigger than us. You can tell just from their warm-ups that they're all significantly better than us at the sport of basketball. And you guys want to guess the final score of this game?
Don't tell me they triple-digited you.
Thankfully, no, but...
How close?
Not at all. We lost 79-24. This is a running clock intramural basketball game in the C League of MSCR, and we lose 79-24. Like, I'm not trying to be a sore loser. If we had lost to a team at our skill level, fine. I don't care. We're there to have fun and play basketball, compete, try and win. You know what's not fun? Getting your butts kicked by a team that you don't belong on the same court as. Like, come on, what are we doing here, man? Like, this is supposed to be the worst league in basketball. We intentionally moved down because we tried to go up a league in the winter and got demolished by everyone. But those games were closer. We're used to getting beat by 20. I'm okay with getting beat by 20. I'm not okay with getting beat by 55. You're not supposed to be in our league. You're just stat padding and trying to look cool in front of your girlfriends. Like, come on. Get out of our league, man. I want to play against bums who also suck. Let us suck and stay in our sucky league by ourselves. It's so annoying. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking to, like, I'm not trying for us to sandbag. I'm not trying to go against people who are significantly worse than us. I don't even need to win. I just want to play in a league that's fair. And when you have a team that's in there simply to beat the tar out of us, and they're going to crush every other team in this league, and it's not going to be close. They're not going to have a game within 40 points. Mark my words. Why? What joy do you get out of that? You're just taking candy from babies. It's ridiculous.
I think, this is foul. You can't do that. You can't be stat padding. You need to know
Madison School and Community Recreation.
Yeah. That's just why are we doing this here? Why are we stat padding? Why not just if you feel like that you have this big enough ego at least to play at a competitive level and you want to just run back and forth and play that type of level of basketball or whatever sport it is, play at the high level or play to a level that's more adequate instead of taking the easy route of just this cupcake type of schedule and just giving yourself an easy type of victory here. It's all, to each their own, whatever it is, but you're there to have some fun, probably be a little bit competitive too.
Yeah, but we want to be competitive against teams like, I'm not a great basketball player. I'm fine. Like, I'm whatever. I can score a few
points. What's your role? Yeah.
In this game, now on this team, like, I got to be one of the primary ball handlers. I got to be a shot creator, a facilitator. Out of our 24 points, I had 5 points. I had our only 3 of the game.
Hell yeah.
And 3 assists. So I contributed to about half of the team's points. But it's like, I'm not great, but like I could tell the other team at least had like a shred of respect for me. Like I was able to blow by some guys. I was able to split some double teams, draw
respect
some
is
fouls.
Earned. Respect is earned, not given.
But again,
Riley
some of
Jauch
my other friends, they're harassed every time they get the ball. He don't want it. He don't want it, and they're just just picking everyone's pocket. And it's like, guys,
hang on.
Let us play.
Hang on. It seems like that there needs to be a little bit of a. You got to keep yourselves in check then too. You can't let those talks get to you.
Yeah,
you can't let that trash talk get to you, man.
But also, I'm fine with trash talk. Talk trash to start the game when it's close. I'm fine if it's a close game, some good banter. That's fine. A little good competitive fire. When you're beating us by 40 points, there's 8 minutes left in the game. It's over. Like, why are you talking crap to our worst players? Like, what? Why? There's no point in that.
I might actually be switching sides on this.
It sounds like this team needs to be performance factored up to a different league.
That's what I'm saying. Just
push them up.
Bump them up.
Just like how the WIAA does it with the high schools.
Exactly. They could have this team could have some great games in the B League. Like they'd probably be very competitive, be very close, good games.
Do you think this is an A-League team though?
I'm not sure.
55-point differential sounds like an A-League team.
It might be.
The intensity sounds like an A-League team.
Yeah. It's definitely borderline B or A-League team, but they're definitely not a C-League team.
No.
We're a C-League team. We're not great.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't like sandbaggers. I don't like intentionally putting yourself in the worst league just to get some cheap wins and some cheap stats and to look cool. I'm not a fan of it. Sorry.
For the record, too, I know that I acknowledge that I was called a sandbagger. I was not actually sandbagging, too, on the golf trip last year. I do want to also clear the air up on that. But want to bring that back. But, yeah, they got to go into a higher league.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
okay.
Go into a higher league, man.
That's the thing. Like, I'm fine with getting beat by 20. If you're just that much better than us or we have a good game, you beat us by 20. Who cares? I don't care. But not like how we lost on Monday.
Ryan, psychedelic advisor, Ryan and Madison. I've been in a mini intramural league, and there's nothing worse than a team like that. It's just a bunch of guys that used to be good in high school, and they just can't stand that they aren't good anymore.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just it feels like it's partly trying to relive the glory days. Mm-hmm. If you want to do that, go to the A-League, be a part of a different men's league. Is this co-ed or is this men's league?
Just men's league.
Men's league, either way. Be a part of the higher league. If you know that you played at a different level, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it's like, my girlfriend's there too. I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to impress her, look cool, and I can't when you're a million times better than us. So it's still fun, though. We'll have a great time. I think the other teams in our league are a lot closer in our skill level, at least from what we saw in the earlier games. So we'll see. Maybe I can give you guys an update next Saturday. If our next
we'll go run highlights.
A little closer. But Yeah, it was riled up. Good. That was good. Need to get that off my chest.
Glad that was cathartic for you. Also, Ryan Sass in the YouTube chat says, Pablo may be a Bears fan, but he is an okay dude. I will take that. Thank you, Ryan. We are wrapping up here the Saturday Scramble. I got to get back to moving at some point, too, and getting packages in a new place. But we will wrap up the Saturday Scramble next here on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing a block party that lasts all month long, and you're on the guest list. Sing for your chance to win one of the 5 $500 cash prizes given out every Friday in April during our Cash Karaoke. Then on Saturday, April 25th, one grand prize winner will take home $20,000 in cash, while 32 other winners will each receive $1,000. That's $52,000 in cash prizes in our block party finale. It's your time to party. Join the celebration all month at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-953-1788. 800-953-1788. 800-953-1788.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get ready, Wisconsin. The Sugar River Fire and Smoke Barbecue Festival is bringing the heat to historical Paoli this fall. Presented by renowned pitmaster and TV personality Michelle Wallace and hosted by 7 Acre Dairy Company. Enjoy incredible barbecue from acclaimed pitmasters and local legends, plus live music, barbecue demonstrations, and more all weekend long, September 19th and 20th. In Paoli, Wisconsin. Get your tickets now at fireandsmokebarbecuefestival.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Wrapping up an electric, energetic Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Riley, how are you feeling? You feeling a little better now that you got that off your chest and riled up?
Yeah, I'm
you feeling
you're
going to dunk on someone?
Blind Squirrel Sports 8429 in the YouTube chat. He said, allegedly, I've always been the last man off the bench who doesn't mind mixing it up when his number gets called. Let me check into a game when we're losing by 50, and I'll have no problem Grayson Allening folks with a few cheap shots. I don't hate that. We need that kind of enforcer on our team where if you're going to embarrass us, you're going to pay for it, at least a little bit.
That's where you get yourself into some trouble.
Yeah,
there.
And then you get kicked out of the league, and then you can't play again. But
yes. Yep, that's
it could be worth it.
We're not condoning violence here on the Saturday Scramble. Okay, we're not doing that. Owen is also shaking his head no. If you haven't seen him on the ESPN Madison YouTube chat, so we're going referee here, going full stripes and saying we are not. Riley, I know you're a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, control.
You can't
jiu-jitsu.
You can't just headlock somebody because that's definitely a technical foul, unless probably you're in like intramural wrestling.
Yeah,
yes. Contrary to popular belief, Riley has confirmed
a technical foul. If I just jumped on someone's back and started choking them out, that would not apply.
You know what I thought was hilarious too? I thought that you were going to say that you got dunked on, and I was somebody did. Thankfully, no one did.
I will say I did. I had the ball to start the game, had it in the far corner, blow by my guy, had open lane to the cup, a little teardrop floater. Then one of their forwards comes flying out of nowhere and blocks it into the stands, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Crazy.
This is going to be a long afternoon or a long evening.
Speaking of a long afternoon, though, long day of baseball.
For the
Brewers
Crew.
have a doubleheader in Kansas City, continuing that. Chad Patrick on the hill against the Brewers, against Luinder Avila. That's game 1 between the Brewers. 12:35 is the pregame start over on 100.5 ESPN Madison. 1:10 first pitch between the Brewers and the Royals. Excited for that.
About to shove.
Doubleheader coming up next, though, too. We've got College Game Day at 12 on ESPN Radio. Make sure, though, like Riley said earlier in the show, come join us next week at Whiskey Jack Saturday Scramble live from the Barstool Open.
Be there.
Bring your costumes, bring your putter, bring your A-game, all of that ready for the first major of the golf season. We'll catch you next week, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Happy Easter.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best. Not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. Cheers! When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is always worth playing for, with only 95 calories and superior smooth taste. It's the ultimate trophy. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
And a swing and a miss. Would you like fries with that?
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. And